Hey guys, DMS3 TV here. Today I have the VE Zen. So the VE Zen is like the king of the VE Monks. The VE Monks, those $5 headphones that I went absolutely nuts about, the Zen is their $150 big brother. And, as you might notice by looking at them, they're in the same shell. Check it out. I know there's people in the comments right now going crazy, like, what are you talking about, $150 earbuds? Are you insane? And bear with me on this. If the $5 Monks sounded as good as they did, imagine what Venture Electronics could do for $150. That was my expectation going into this. And the Zen definitely lived up to my expectation. Now, it's not the same sound signature as the Monk. The Monk was a little bit brighter, didn't have much low end. These still don't have a ton of bass, and you're not going to get any kind of sub-frequency response. These are earbuds, they definitely sound open. I can hear myself talking exactly the same with this in and out. It doesn't change it at all. I can still hear the people around me. So, don't expect to be getting thumping bass or anything like that, or isolation like an IEM. But, like I said, if you're looking for something like that, of course you're going to get an IEM instead. I personally really like things like this because I can, be walking around, I can be talking to people, whatever, and not have to stop listening to my music. It's nice if I just want to chill out in bed and listen to it and still be able to listen if I need to let my dog in if she's outside, things like that. But what separates the Zen from that is, one, the price point, and two, because you actually need an amp to power these. You can get volume off your phone, but you're not going to hear what they truly sound like without some source of amplification. Now that could be, a good DAP, or say a mobile amp that plugs into your phone or something like that, like maybe an AudioQuest Dragonfly Black that you use on an iPhone or an Android phone with a little adapter, because that's a small little amp. It's like the size of a thumbstick. Something along those lines. Or if you really want, you could plug them up to a big desktop amp like the NFB11 or the OWN S6. That I used that with a balanced set of Zens, and that was actually incredible. And these are built pretty well too. The cable is thicker than the Monk cable, at least feels like a little bit. It does have a little bit of memory, so like when you fold it, you will see things like this just a little bit, where it kind of tries to hold that shape. It's not bad though. It's not stiff or anything. The cable itself does have an interesting feel to it. It feels a little bit like there's some kind of friction when I rub my hand along it, as if it's resisting. It's not a bad thing. It does attract just a little bit of dust, but it doesn't really bother me that much because it feels more durable. And that is one thing I'd like to say. If I'm spending $150 on a product, I'd like for it to be durable, and I feel like these will definitely live up to that. And that goes pretty much across the board, from the shell, which I feel like was still, completely adequate for their size and application, to the cable itself. And a lot of people do recable these, but honestly, it's not super necessary. This is a pretty nice cable built right in. Very nice for any set of earbuds, nicer than even probably the cables that came with a lot of the IEMs that I have, even my MMCX detachable ones for my Rose. So that being said, what do they sound like? Well, they definitely sound better than the Monks. The Monks already sounded incredible, and these add on just a whole nother level of just both presence and width. So what does that mean? It means that vocals are still tight in, like they are on the HT600s, where you can hear them right in here, and they're so crisp and they're so clear. You can hear every nuance of what someone is saying. But things that are panned out, vocals like background vocals and things like that, sound almost like they're coming from the room around you, which is insane for how small these are. It blows my mind, and they don't even seal on your head, and you still get that kind of definition out of them. And you do get some lows. I mean, you get just a little bit of impact. You get, to a certain extent, you get like some of your mid-bass and things like that. You can hear bass guitar. You notice it a lot more after you've been using them exclusively for a while. So if you come straight from a normal set of headphones onto these, it's going to sound like there's no bass response. But, I mean, if you wear these, daily or something like that, after using them for, a few minutes, etc., you're going to start hearing that low frequency in there, and eventually it's just going to feel right at home. You put these on, you'll hear the kick, and you'll hear the bass guitar and all that. It's so in balance, and it's so relaxing. It feels right at home. It's very easy to be listening to these and fall asleep because of just how incredibly relaxed they are. I notice that the highs, the very high highs, feel just a little bit recessed. Not necessarily recesses in volume-wise, recesses in width. The highs are just a little bit more spaced out, not quite as in your face or sharp. And it adds another level of distance in the highs that can be both comforting. It adds a little bit more width to the sound. It sounds a little more surrounding, but the vocals are still very intimate and close, and it adds a very, very good, very relaxing sound signature that I enjoy very much. And like I said, I found myself falling asleep listening to these several times. And do I find them worth that $150 price point? I would say if you like the Monks, you're absolutely going to love these. These kind of remind me of little bitty HD 600s. I say remind me of. I'm not going to say like they're like, oh, they're better than HD 600s or anything like that. But they are very, very good. I think they're more than worth their price. And if you have something to power them, I'm going to definitely say that these are something that might be right up your alley, especially if you love the Monks. So I know for a fact I've been using these on a daily basis alongside my Monks ever since I got my hands on them, and I can't regret it at all. I mean, that's with me having, Argon, the 650, the M1060, the Monks, all my other IEMs I've been testing, and I still find myself using these very frequently, more often than not. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review of the Venture Electronics Zen. I'm hoping to review more of their stuff in the future because I've really liked everything that I've gotten my hands on from them so far. So if you like this review, please drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about earbuds in general, because I never really thought about them before Venture Electronics kind of crossed my way, and I'm just, ever since then, it's been kind of this really cool, what in the world is going on? How can these be this good? Kind of thing. Nothing they've made has really disappointed me yet. So I think that's really cool. I almost forgot to mention this, but it looks like Venture Electronics, and this is just a rumor, so don't hold my word to it, but rumor has it that Venture Electronics is going to have a US dealer soon, so that means that everybody who's interested in getting their stuff won't have to wait for them to ship from China, which I think is super cool. And anyway, there's also links in the description to both my Patreon. I greatly appreciate everyone who supports me on there. They help make these reviews possible. And my Discord chat. If you have any questions that I haven't been able to answer in the comments, go on there. There's a lot of helpful people who can help answer your questions. We're building a strong community. Everybody's really, really cool. So go check that out. Anyway, until next time, guys, this is DMS3TV. Peace.
Everything is gonna be real right, but a man is gonna be rearranged. But a man is gonna be rearranged. Everything is gonna be right. Everything is gonna be real.